All right, so my name is Victor. As I mentioned, I'm the co-founder and the CEO of DeFrame. So let me start by asking you a question. If I ask you, what is your favorite song or movie? I'm pretty sure that most people will be able to give me an immediate response. But if instead I ask, what is your favorite painting? Now think about that for a moment. I'm confident that most people will struggle to give me an immediate answer. Because of this, I used to think that people were losing the interest in art. Back in the summer of 2016, I got a chance to visit, in a 2016 study done by artisan students, it was found that people under the age of 35 still visit museums. Well, surprisingly, is that they found that those people go to museums just to say that they went there, not to actually be there. Those same studies, when they asked for preference about art styles, found that people had a tendency for contemporary and modern art. But when shown images of both classical and modern art, people prefer the classical ones because they said modern art looks like something anyone can do, and classical art looks like something that requires a lot of skill. So what is going on? I said that people are actually losing their interest in art, or maybe just confused. All this sounds possible. After all, the world is complex. The way how we engage is constantly changing, especially now that we have access to information at all times. Now, back in the summer of 2015, I got the chance to visit for the first time the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. My family was in town, and we thought it would be a great time, especially since my aunt, Consuelo Velasquez, was joining us. Now let me tell you something about my aunt. She's actually somewhat special. She has been a professional visual artist with a career of over 50 years. She has been exposing her art all around the world, and even recently she was recognized as one of the greatest Latino artists among Frida Kahlo and other important figures. So there is someone that knows about art. That is my aunt. And soon after, we began exploring the museum. And my aunt, she started describing the paintings and talking about the lives of those great artists. And I found that fascinating. The way how she was explaining herself was so passionate that you were able to see from a mile away that incredible love for her profession. But the rest of my family, as you can imagine, they were not having a great time. After 30 minutes, they were sick, tired, and annoyed of listening about art. And that extreme contrast of love and disinterest was so interesting, yet hard to understand, that I needed to find out why. Also, if you're wondering, that's the picture after, so that's why you look really happy, because you are leaving the museum. Since then, I began thinking, how is it that my aunt can love art so much and the rest of my family feels so differently? Also, I began wondering if there is a way that I can help my family just appreciate art like my aunt does. And so my entrepreneurial journey began. Well, actually not immediately after. I didn't actually have any intentions to start DeFrame until facing one of the most powerful forms of motivation: rejection. After I graduated, I began looking for jobs, particularly in the startup space. I was really excited to learn about local startups that were utilizing technology in museums. So as you can imagine, I applied and I didn't get the job. So I thought about, maybe I should do this on my own. And so I did. After telling one of my friends and former classmate, sitting right there, about the rejections, I told him, hey man, I have an idea about an app. Do you want to help me? And he said, sure, why not, right? That's nothing better to do. And so our ideation process began. And not only that, I also continued to learn about the history of art. And even then when I realized something, the artistic and entrepreneurial endeavors are so similar that they're hard to differentiate. Just like back in the times of Pablo Picasso, Renoir, Matisse, and Monet, artists who have limited resources were looking for ways to innovate and to create new things. As an entrepreneur myself, I found that so similar to what I was looking to accomplish. And I think that Professor Stevenson from the Harvard Business School describes this the best. He said, Entrepreneurship is the pursuit of opportunity beyond resources control. And I think that is the same case for artists. Also, I think that's why I love art so much myself. For me, it is not about the beauty of the end product. It is about that incredible journey that leads to its final form. Now, going back to museums, there is a lot that can be said about the implementation of technology in those spaces. We have seen audio tours and devices that aim to make the experience of museums more interactive. But what everyone has been missing is just asking what the visitors really want. When people visit museums, they want to feel engaged, and also they want to find something interesting or relevant to their lives. And that is exactly what DeFrame is aiming to provide, a way for people to experience art and also help museums develop new relationships with their audiences. As far as DeFrame, our initial idea was simple. I just wanted to put my aunt in my phone and bring it with me every time I visit the museum. And also we wanted to connect museums, art and people. For this, we thought about developing a universal application that functions in every single museum you visit. This is to help people understand art in a more efficient way. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of my talk, I used to think that people were losing the interest in art. But now, I feel optimistic about this not being true. I believe that future generations will remain interested in the beauty of art. It is just a matter of developing curiosity by making art relevant to the actual individual. For me, it was realizing the similarities between artists and entrepreneurs. So for you, the next time you visit a museum and you find a beautiful painting on the wall, think about those people, those great artists that dedicated their life to make the world just a little bit more interesting, who never give up on their dreams and make this a reality just from scratch. As Vincent van Gogh said, what life would be if it had no courage to attempt anything? In my opinion, it will be a really boring life. So if you're curious to learn more about DeFrame, stop by your table and say hi. Thank you.